So in my last recording, I taught you a little bit about what Marauders is and the basic function of the lobby slash home menu, whatever you want to call it. And I'll put a little card up on top of the screen to kind of, if you want to link it back to that, if you do not watch that part yet and you want to learn the basics. Today I'm going to go into how to actually play the game, like how it go from launch, teach you how to breach ships, what some of the compounds look like, the best I can, and how to extract. I'll try to do the best I can to do it all if I can in one raid, but it might be a bunch of raids slapped together depending on how the raids go, because it can get pretty intense sometimes. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and the little bell doohickey so you know when I post more videos. Also, subscribe to the channel. Okay, here we are back at the starting screen, which I showed you in my last video. What I'm going to do is I want to show you something important here. I'm going to go ahead and take my armor, and I'm going to make room. I'm going to take my gun off here too. I'm going to show you something. So right now I'm going in no weapons, and I'll show you why. So I don't have a crew to play with at this moment. I will have one later, and I'm going to try to get some footage of that. But we'll go ahead and we'll launch into a raid, and I'll show you. So you hit the launch button, and the countdown starts. Usually, it takes maybe a minute, 2 minutes tops to get to a game. If it starts taking longer, you might want to cancel the queue and re-queue up. If it keeps taking a real long time, close the game out and open it back up, because sometimes it has issues since it just launched. When you start out, you'll start out on your ship. You'll see me here in a second. And what you want to do first, if you didn't do it already, is go to your settings by hitting the escape button, then go to settings, and go to your controls and change your sensitivity, because when you first get in the game, it'll be really high and you'll be zipping all over the place. The reason why I didn't bring a gun or anything with me is because every time you start off on the Rust Bucket, which is your starter ship, there will be a pistol, ammo for the pistol, and a rig. And the rig is not armored, but it gives you extra pockets. I'll give you the tour of the ship in a little bit here when it's safer, and I'll show you why it's not safe yet. If you go up to this pilot thing, it'll tell you what button to push. Usually it's F, depending on what buttons you have set up. F is the default one. But you start off in space, and you might have remembered me saying that about when I was talking about the Rust Bucket during my last video. But you control it with WAS, AS, and D, and your mouse steers it. A and D strafes left to right. W is forward. S, you can go backwards. And this little area in the middle, there's always some kind of place in the middle, whether it be a spaceport. This is the prison. There's a spaceport, there's a prison, and there is a mine. There's a bunch of new places. Some places I haven't even been to yet. But you'll see if you look on the map. I'm trying to see if I can find one for you. Over there, you can see other ships are fighting. You can shoot other enemy ships by pushing the left mouse button while you're flying, and you can actually destroy other people's ships or breach their ship. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you a tour of the ship first by going into here before I try to show you how to breach people. I might do another raid later to show you how to breach people. But you want to go into, there's always an entrance like this one. It kind of glows for a while, but once you get close enough to it and you go inside, it'll automatically pull you in. And now you're safe. If you're once you're inside the building, no one can breach your ship or anything. The only way they're gonna get to your ship is if they kill you, take your card that you spawn in with, your captain's card. And they can find your ship and they can take your ship then. I forgot to show you this. This is the pilot's periscope, I guess. And this is the gunners. So if you have a teammate with you, your teammate can hop on that and they can control the gun instead of the driver doing it. But if you're the only person like me, then you can control the gun and the fly at the same time. We'll give you a tour of the ship here. This is the Rust Bucket. Every ship is a little bit different. The bigger ships are huge and have a bunch of different stuff to them. But here's the cockpit area. They want to call it the helm, I guess. Up top, you just have a branch on each side that goes around this little middle part. This middle part, these boxes don't do anything yet. I'm sure there's something that could happen later in the game. It's just more like appearance-wise, like all your trash and stuff. There's where the branches that came up to left and right meet up. There's fire extinguishers, and I'll show you why there's fire extinguishers later when I get downstairs. When we get to the back here, there's stairs going either way. They both lead to the same spot, so take whichever one you want. And you're now in the engine room. This is the engine. I know it doesn't look like much, but it does what it has to do, and it'll tell you the health of your ship. This is your ship's health bar. You can also see it on the screen when you're flying. But if it's damaged, it'll be on fire, and it'll tell you what percentage of damage is done. And you'd come down here, and you'd grab the fire extinguisher. There's also one on each side there, and then the one upstairs. And I think there's some in the bunk rooms, which I'll show you in a little bit. And what you do is you equip it. Here, actually, I'll show you. You equip it just like one of your guns, and then you would fire it, and it'll slowly heal your ship. These are your escape pods, and what you can do is, when you walk up to them, you'd hit. It says you can't use it now because I'm docked, but if you're out in space, you can hit these and you can shoot off, and I'll show you that later. But this is how you can get out of your ship if your ship's on fire, or it's how you breach other people's ships, but I'll show you that later. On the sides here is the bunk rooms. Nothing special in here. You have some lockers. Just decoration, nothing special. And then very front of the ship, underneath the helm, is the docking doors. So this is the airlock. You walk up to it, it tells you what button to push. You just go in here. Once everyone from your crew is in here, you hit this button again, it closes that door, and then it immediately loads up the map. Multiple ships can use the same docking doors, so once you go inside, there's a chance that another ship could end up, people could end up spawning in right behind you. Same thing, like if you come in, there could be people in front of you already waiting, so I might die here. Find out. Once you're out, the doors will start closing on their own.
Hello there.
As you see, all you do is you ADS by hitting the right mouse button, and you left mouse button pulls the trigger. That was an AI. I didn't want to show you the comment right away, but he was there, so I couldn't help it. But always keep an eye, lookout, because there could be AI everywhere. That was an AI, like a bot I killed. There will also be other players. But keep an eye out. There's always stuff you can loot. The sound in this game is actually very good, so you'll hear the footsteps through the walls. But you can loot the people you kill. Ooh, nice. You loot the people you kill and get their guns, their ammo. I could take his. I'll take his jerkin. Oh, I can't. I should be able to take his jerkin. It's not letting me though. But now I have a bigger gun to pack more of a punch. And I did. But since I took that pistol and the jerkin, or the rig, and everything that was on my ship, that was a player too. I didn't really lose anything other than the helmet I brought in and the backpack, because everything else I found on my ship. Every time you go on your ship to go into a new match, only for the rust bucket, unless they change things up, the rust bucket, you'll have all that gear on your ship every time. So every single time you can go in without anything and just grab the stuff on a ship and pretty much have a free run for a raid. You get XP based on what you did in the game. It'll tell you if you killed. Players are called Marauders. Anything else is an AI. So this is Prisoner. That was an AI. The guy that killed me, it'll tell you the name of the person that killed you. The way he was acting, I can kind of tell. And by his name, you can tell he was a player. It'll give you a stat breakdown. All right. Grab this stuff again. I'll go up. Same thing. And you always start off in space, so here I am. I was going to show what the extracts look like. Here's what I'll do. When I get close enough to somebody, I'll see if I can, especially if I find some people that are fighting, I'll try to breach somebody and I can try to third party it. Alright, so when you're flying, if you want to get out of the pilot seat thing, hit F again and you'll just get out. What you want to do is you want to go down to your escape pods, right? And you want to just hit F on them. You'll have a whole animation. This happens every time you escape pod, whether it's in your ship, an enemy ship, or even on all the maps, like all the compounds like spaceport and stuff have their own. But here's your escape pod. They can be shot out of space and get blown up with like one shot, so be careful. Same thing, WASD, but W and D are really the only things that you can't really go side to side with these. I'm trying to see if I can find somebody, even if I can find a ship to breach that someone already abandoned. But you control the mouse, controls it. That thing ahead of me right there, that's the extract. There we go. All right, so what you do is you fly at these. If you hit the right or left mouse button, you'll boost up. There's two ways to breach. You either boost into the enemy ship, or when you get close enough, it'll give you a comm, and you hit like a button to push. You hit F, and all of a sudden you're in their ship. And you're breaching. There's a bunch of different places on the ship you can end up breaching. Are they not here? They might have left and breached somebody else. I'm willing to bet that's what happened. Took their ammo, I guess. Yeah, they must have breached to. They must have breached to take someone else's ship. You know what? I'll show you. So once you're on their ship, it looks exactly like yours. You can actually just walk up and hop on their ship and steal their ship. See, now I'm flying their ship. I'll just fly to extract to show you this. So you can see the extract's all lit up right there. There's no boost or anything for the rust bucket. You just have to fly it and as fast as it can go. But all you gotta do is aim for that center part, and that's how you get out of the map entirely. There's no map to show you where these extracts are. You just have to look for them. But once you fly out, or once you fly into it, and you do the same things when you're entering a port, once you hit the light up area, it'll pull you out. A little animation will show, and you're out. If someone breaches you, you will get a notification that'll, if you're flying, it'll come up and it'll say being breached, and it'll give you like a warning sound. I'll try to put a clip that I made recently from my first day playing early access of myself being breached while I was flying. Oh, we've been breached. Fuck. People are in the ship. People are in the ship. I was hoping to get inside the compound before they breach us, but they're coming up the stairs. They're coming up the back stairs.
Fuck you.
Got him.
What are you? Did you die? Oh,
no, I kept it. It'll give you a little breakdown, just like it does with every time. Now you're out. Now I had these pistols I can stash away. I can sell them, whatever I want to do with them. All right, keep that. I'll go ahead and sell this one. Make some extra money, and we can go again. There's turrets and stuff right here. All you gotta do is shoot them. Not every map has these. Most of them do. There you go. Blew it up. Oh, someone's shooting at me. But you can see in the bottom right corner next to my shoulder here, you can see the outline of the ship, and it has a white bar. That is my ship's health. As every time I get hit, it goes down a little bit lower, and once it reaches 0, the ship blows up and you die. But when you enter the map, you want to pay attention to what dock you came in, because you can only leave the dock that you came in unless you kill someone else and take their ID. Then you can have their you can take their ship if you can find their airlock. The IDs do not tell you what airlock their ship is in, so you have to figure it out. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna loot some stuff best I can, and then try to show you getting out. All right, so I didn't do much. I didn't have much pocket. I did find a leather jerkin that I switched out for my other rigs, so I could have more pocket space. I didn't really get in any fights because I don't really have the equipment to want to push a lot of fights. But I'm going to show you guys that what you do is you come back to your dock. If you go to any other dock that you don't have a card for and you click on it, it will tell you that you don't have the right ID for it, and it will not open up. But you go back to yours, click it. If you have the right card key, it'll open up. go in, push this thing again, it'll close, and then it'll open up to your ship. You'll notice a slight change in the visuals when it loads up to your ship. Not very noticeable, but if you try to use someone else's ID card, it has to be in your ID slot here to use their card. So if you know they have a better ship than you, and you want to take their ship, put their ID card in your ID slot, and then check all the space or all the doors, all the dock doors. We just go back to your thing. You'll automatically spawn outside. And you just find the extract. There it is. But there you go. That's a quick how-to-play guide. Like I said, I taught you in the first video. The controls are in the options section. So if you want to see exactly what the keybinds are for everything, it's right there, including the flying of the ship. But if you have any questions, please put them in the comments down below. I'll try to answer the best I can. The game is still in early access as of right now, as the time of filming this video. So things may change. If things do change, especially if there's changed a lot, I will try to do another video to update you on what has changed. But if you notice anything I messed up on or anything I forgot, let me know in the comments down below. Also, while you're down there, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet, and hit the little bell doohickey so you know when to post more videos. Also have down in the description below, I have the link to my Discord. If you want to join me or others in my community in Marauders, you can feel free to join up and play with us anytime if you're looking for people to play with. Also a link to my Twitch channel in case you want to see me go live on Twitch playing Marauders or other games. But thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you around.